Hello and welcome back to Those Two Girls. We're going to get right into it because we have too much to talk about.
Way too much to talk about. I actually want to start with, and I binged this show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Right.
I feel like there's so much to talk about. I was obsessed with it. I'm just going to start hitting on points, and I feel like we can just start talking about it. So what did you think of the baby blessing? Okay, when Jen had her baby blessing, and she only invited certain girls and then didn't invite the other girls?
Yeah, that's weird.
That was messed up.
Wait. And what was it that the husband said or something? Like, it's not your baby blessing?
It's not your baby blessing. And he basically, they made it seem like they only wanted people there who were actually more into, like super Mormon. And the other girls weren't as Mormon.
Exactly.
So they were like
but it was
like uninvited.
I feel like it was a confrontation between her husband and I don't know who was the one calling him out.
Jas and Demi.
Yeah, it made me very uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable.
Right? Because I hate when men fight with women. Like, it just, there's something about it, or like someone's husband, like whether I'm watching Housewives or now like this Mormon show, it's like,
don't get involved.
Stop it.
Don't get involved.
You are not a girl.
No.
Stop arguing with girls.
I agree.
There's
and
something just
also,
so
they're Mormon, and it's like, we're accepting of everyone, and we love God, and like, whatever. I don't know the Mormon religion like that, but like, but you're not invited because you're not as Mormon as we are.
Wait, we're really gonna talk about this right now with this guy who has a gambling problem.
That was one of my notes to talk about him.
You told me you'd give me a bankroll, $2,000.
I feel like
a bankroll.
Get a fucking job.
And he's threatening like a divorce. The same man that is literally,
I want to get into
freaking
that.
like having a sugar mama,
literally
is threatening to end it with her.
How bizarre that she's the breadwinner, okay? Like, she should be calling the shots. She's a breadwinner. She's the badass. And he is so controlling of her. It's so scary. He's literally like, she's a puppet, and you know what I mean? And she's just like, he's pulling the strings. When they went to Chippendales, I felt so bad for her. You could see the pure panic in her face. We talked about this last time, controlling men, controlling boyfriends, how you don't see it when you're in the relationship. She's gone. She's like gone. She's so far gone.
I don't know, because even after this whole show aired, you saw that his whole family and stuff were like talking shit.
Yeah, about her, right?
About her.
What were they saying?
It's like basically just saying how embarrassing it was for her to like portray herself this way, or even her husband. What's his name?
God,
I don't even
so
care.
Irrelevant. Nappy hair. He has like the nappy blonde hair.
Is it Zach?
Yeah, nappy blonde hair Zach.
So Nappy had a Zach's mom. Yeah, she was tweeting some stuff like just really rude about Jen and just saying like, just like you're embarrassing. Something about like her, just she should be ashamed for embarrassing like their family kind of thing.
I feel like of all the girls, she was fucking Saint Teresa. Like she could
so
not have been
good.
the sweetest. Like she was always on like the best behavior, so I'm not really understanding what they're fucking upset about. If anything, their son looks like a deadbeat, gambling, like threw away all the money that his family gave to him, gambling. Like, oh, you're making us look bad? Zach is a fucking deadbeat, bro. Like, tell him to get a job. He has 2 children. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
The thing is, too, it's like, if this is what's supporting his family, like her, whether it's like, because she's before this show, she's still a TikTok star.
Right. Right.
She probably has like over 1 million followers. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. She got famous through TikTok. Yeah. It's like, if you're going to be okay with living off of my salary from TikTok, from putting myself out there, making whatever it is, you know what I mean? But making myself a brand, and you're going to live off that, then you shut up and you don't complain when I'm on a TV show and we're all going to go watch some guys flap their little asses around in little traps. It's not like she's participating. She was literally, you could see she was so awkward.
She was so uncomfortable.
Even though I know her, she's a fun girl.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Oh my God, I actually had this note. He literally dims the light in her. Like, he kills her shine.
That's exactly
I feel like she's such a fun, bubbly, outgoing. And I think at one point in the show, they referenced that she was like the most like sexual one in a sense. Like, didn't they like her with her lingerie, or she always has lingerie? I don't know. They kind of gave off that vibe of,
but I can
like
see
they
that.
insinuated
she's
that.
Like a lot of personality, but it's just like literally just diminished.
She's
by
with
this
the wrong guy. He reminds me of one of my exes, and I get so triggered because it's so scary, and I feel so bad when girls are in situations like that and they can't see it. Although towards the end of the show, when they all like sat down together. It was one of like the final episodes. I think she was starting to realize that she was kind of in a controlling relationship and it's not okay. So I hope
No,
because now they're on TikTok and they're fine.
But not just that, they moved
to New York.
Right.
But aren't they back?
Well, I guess, I don't know. I guess back and forth to do the show. But either way, they moved. Like, he calls the shots on that relationship, even though she's the breadwinner. Like, how do you think you know how expensive New York is?
Right. Like,
how they paying for that, honey?
Exactly.
What is he doing? Does he have a job yet?
No, he's in school probably, not doing anything.
He's in school?
Yeah, that's why they went to New York, because he was going to medical school, right?
News to me. Yeah. I think he needs some medical help before anything else, because he is off his freaking rocker. Okay. Even, did you notice, sorry, this is just so random, but it's something that bothered me. I had to rewind to like the you know, the little scene where it's like Taylor and what's her?
Oh God, I don't even
Dakota.
Yes, Dakota.
Dakota come to the house, you know, and they're going on a trip and they're gonna drive together. Yeah. But Dakota, like, they got into a fight, so Dakota comes later and whatever. And there's a point when a Jen tells the husband, like, "Oh, can you take him and feed him," or something like that. Yeah. He doesn't. Yeah. It cuts to another little part, but it doesn't matter. They're still all in the living room until her husband says, "Oh, let's give him some privacy." And she still has the baby.
The baby, yeah.
So he didn't even take the baby.
No. He's just, I don't know.
So she's the breadwinner. She's the full-time mom and dad. Yes. And she is so, like, he has her so warped around his ideals, which aren't ideal for anyone else. Right, do you know what I mean? Right. It's like, oh, you have to be this way, this way, this way. Really? Mr. Gambler?
Mr. Gambler?
Mr. Vice? You got some stuff to deal with before you talk about the things that you know what I mean?
Yes. I also...
How could you be with... I don't know. I don't get it. And no offense to anyone that's like with a man like that.
But
like,
she's so out of his league. Like, the second she leaves him, she finds someone who's like 10 times better than him. But now it's just hard with kids. And I feel like that's a lot of reason that some women stay, because now with the kids and they don't want to do that to their babies. But I almost think it's worse for your children to see you guys as a couple that way and how he treats you.
I agree
in that aspect.
But I think she takes that submissive role where like she can like kind of like make it seem like it's not that bad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like Teresa and Joe. We always talk about that. Yeah. But I was going to say the same thing about her specifically. I feel like her children and like keeping that family unit together is so important.
Yeah, it is. You can tell. It is. You can tell. Okay, I actually want to move on because we kind of brought it up to Dakota and Taylor. The fucking messiest relationship ever. Like, first of all, I just want to say that I was so annoyed of watching the same fucking fight over and over and over. They had the same storyline all season. You guys are not meant to be together. You guys don't work. You don't mesh. I have no idea, like, why you're trying to make this work. Like, just, it's not going to work. No, I'm sorry, it's not going to work.
It's not.
They're oil and vinegar. No, water.
Oil and water.
They're oil and water. It's just not going to work. And it was so frustrating. I wanted to throw my freaking phone at the TV because I was getting so annoyed of their fights. And you can tell.
Repetitive.
It was so repetitive.
Like, dude, and why would you get pregnant? Not just that, but you know she had a miscarriage before this pregnancy.
With him?
With him.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what?
I don't know. Her parents were so mad.
It's almost like she's actively attempting to get pregnant with someone that, like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, I knew, you know, did you follow them before, like, know about them at all?
No.
Okay, so I did. So when she got arrested and stuff, it was a huge ordeal. That was like a TikTok scandal thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
And it was really bad. And you kind of, like, pinned it on her. And, like, she's just belligerent drunk, and apparently she threw a chair at him, and it hit her daughter, something along the lines of that, like, crazy shit. But either way, like, you watch that show, and you know it's not her. She's a sweetie. She's a nice person with good intentions that doesn't start shit. She doesn't ruffle feathers.
No.
Like him, no, you know, no offense to anyone that's had a druggy past, but, like, that's there for a reason. Is he even over it? I'm sorry. Like, I know he's sober.
Can we talk about how weird he is?
The scenes where his eyes are bulging out of his head and his pupils are dilated.
He just gives me the full-on creeps. He's so weird.
You know, he addressed that too. And he's like, oh, my pupils just get dilated sometimes.
Why?
No, that one time when he like comes in and they're like, oh, Taylor's sleeping. And he like runs upstairs and his eyes are like, what
are you doing? That's sus. I mean, I don't want to say that anyone who is like a recovering drug addict or alcohol, but it is sus.
Yeah, but I will.
When they were in Vegas, like him and Zach, and they were like egging each other on about the girls being at Chippendales. Like two controlling men getting together.
Dakota and
Zach, because they went to Vegas. They went to Vegas together.
Yeah.
That's when like Taylor showed up without him. And I feel like they were kind of egging each other on.
Oh, and Dakota's excuse was because she might go into labor, right? Yeah. That's what it was, yeah.
It's so weird. Let them go on a girls' trip. Like, what is wrong with you?
If she might go to labor, she probably shouldn't go to Vegas. You know what I mean?
Okay, that was my first thought.
It's like one or the other.
That was my first thought. I was like, if she's really that close to giving birth, why is she going to Vegas? I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I don't know. I see right through him. I don't know how to explain that. I see right through him.
I feel so bad talking shit because I know he's like he's so controlling,
manipulative,
but like something is not well there.
No. And even that whole entire scandal where it's like, okay, like she got arrested, not him. Mm-hmm. You know, I know damn well, like, yeah, maybe she was losing her shit, she was in a bad place, but something had to have happened to be provoked. Like, you see her personality. Granted, I've never seen her drunk. Or
right.
I don't know. No, actually, no, she's pregnant the whole time. She's not drunk. But either way, it's like, you don't fly off the handles for no reason. You know?
Something triggered you.
And this isn't, right now, their first breakup, second breakup. It's like they're on and off, on and off. And you see on the show, they don't have this, like, very healthy relationship or even form of communication amongst them.
No. How uncomfortable was it when Macy went over to their house and then they full on start fighting in front of Macy and Macy's like, why
but wasn't
am I here
even like Macy
this?
Trying to like, wasn't it like Macy trying to make peace with him at some point too?
She was trying to make peace with him and she kind of was acting like the mediator where she's like, I understand Taylor's side and I understand Dakota's side and I understand like where you both are coming from. So she was trying to mediate that situation. So that situation was awkward. And then we were just talking about this, about guys getting involved or like fighting with women. So uncomfortable when she picked him up because he wanted to talk and they were in Macy's car and he's like, I just feel like you have something against us and you're purposely trying to ruin us and the reason we're bad is because of you.
Yes.
Like, to try to pin it on Macy, the reason that you and Taylor are bad.
Like, are you kidding me?
Are you insane?
That's
and he had like
he
had the crazy eyes when he was talking to her.
That's exactly what it is. You could tell with the crazy eyes. And even if someone is sober, whether or not they are, let's just say he 100% is sober.
Yeah.
That makes it even a little crazier.
Yes.
That you can get that worked up and act like that and like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not even, you didn't even like sip anything or like you didn't do an entire 8-ball.
Yeah.
Like, why are you acting like this?
That's even more concerning.
I'm scared.
That's even more concerning. Okay.
Wait, I have to.
Okay.
Skip everyone on that show other than Whitney.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say I want to get into the Whitney of it all. Okay. Clearly, she's extremely jealous of Taylor. Like, friggin'. I don't need.
But, can I diagnose her real quick? I feel like she has a mix of narcissistic personality disorder as well as histrionic. Oh. And if you know about histrionic, it's very like damsel in distress, like victim mode. And it's very like wishy-washy with people. Don't you see how she like drops friends? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
well, she uses whoever is convenient to her at the time. If she's not getting something from you in that moment, or if she doesn't need something from you, she'll drop you. So she like flip-flops between.
But wasn't it even like Macy, the only true friend she like still had, and then she like did something weird?
Dropped her. Yeah, she like didn't show up to her brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Open her party, whatever.
Okay, but before anything, we even go deep into this show, I want to go back to that RSV video with Baby Lee.
Oh, that video.
Because this is obviously a very popular video. Like, we've all seen it. I found out about this show that it was coming on, and then someone had said, like, oh, the girl from the RSV video. And I was like, what? Like, I watched that video maybe 87 times.
It is so
because my brain was taking a minute to kind of process like how someone can do this. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, okay, so these are my things, like just being like a nurse and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like your baby, okay, because she says even on the show, you know, like Lil Lee was getting better. So it's like she was celebrating next to him. If Lil Lee was getting better, they would be at the hospital. He would be out. In a little cubicle.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they would have been discharged from the hospital. And not just that, if they're not discharged from the hospital, you never know when it can go back down south.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What is that? Not just that. Okay, her facial expressions. Jesus Christ.
I can't even look at her.
Murder me. Me
da gana that look like a freaking backhand. Like,
cocotazo.
Un cocotazo. That's literally what I was going to say.
On top of that, okay. Oh, wait. The last thing. Wait, the facial expressions. There was one more thing. Hold on. I had it. Yes. The RSV thing. Let's just say Lil Lee was actually getting better. Okay? Let's just say that. Do you not think that was a traumatic ass fucking experience?
Yeah.
Like, think about it in another situation, like being like in a car wreck and like, but you know what I mean? But like you ended up making it and you're walking again and you're like, December 21st, I got into a car wreck. Yeah. Thought I wasn't gonna make it. Like,
you know, it's like you're like bleeding out. You're
what are you doing right now? Like, we don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and other people could have children that are in that same situation.
It's so insensitive, but to me it felt very. I don't want to call her like so tone deaf, but I was gonna go even to like another extreme, and I don't want to sit here and ever label someone as like psycho or socio, but it felt like she was so. It felt so socio to me because she was so disassociated from the fact that like her baby is literally sitting like there with IVs, just like unwell, like the poor little thing. Okay. And she's over here doing a celebratory TikTok dance which thank you, Demi, for revealing in one episode that during ketamine, what is that called when you do like
therapy?
a ketamine, it's not.
I only know about therapy.
Yeah, the ketamine therapy. Okay, they were doing ketamine one night, and Whitney admitted to her that she did that TikTok for views and for like money. And Demi said that in one of the episodes.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Okay, also, Mormons doing ketamine. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Okay, that's
what is going on here?
Oh my God.
That's a thing, Mormons doing ketamine?
No,
I know
ketamine
therapy is like a thing. I know
but
that.
I feel like a lot of the times, like, I can see where like Mormons in general, they find like loopholes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, ketamine, like it's like, this is legal, like this is like prescription vibes, you know? It's like, God wanted me to do this.
Right. God,
wait, I had to show you this.
Told me last night that I should do ketamine.
Okay, wait, and what about Whitney's husband? And when she says, like, he's confused, like, oh, he's just confused.
I didn't understand that because she said he was confused. And so to me, when she said that initially.
His sexuality.
I took that as, like, okay, his sexuality.
But then they didn't address that.
But no, because then she goes, no, he was messaging other women. And other women were sending them like naked pictures and he was sending them the other women naked pictures. And I'm like, hold on a second. Like, then why he's confused about being with you? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what he's confused about? That he doesn't know if he wants to be in this marriage with you, which either way is like not like a great situation for her. But
she 1,000, and I know this for a fact, I can bet my life, she meant confused about his sexuality, and everybody in the room knew.
And so she had to, like,
you know, because she wouldn't be, even if she was still with him, she wouldn't, and he felt that way, like he's confused about whether or not he wants to be with her, she wouldn't out that. She wouldn't be like, oh, you know, he was confused about if he wanted to be with me or not. She's still with him. That's her, like, the father of her children.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's so wild, but like, all the stuff that has come out afterwards, which, like, obviously, like, it can't be, like, fact. It's all alleged, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I believe that. The Grindr. It wasn't really Tinder.
Oh, yeah. It was. I saw that it was Grindr.
Not just even that. Even if they were on Tinder with women. But I feel like some people are more open-minded in that sense that maybe, like, he, like, worded it where it's like, oh, you're the only woman, like, I'm attracted to. You're, like, you're my everything. You know, like, I'm just a little curious about men.
Yeah.
And then it could be like, oh, I have no competition. Like,
I was just going to say that. Like, it's like, okay, I'm already like, and not that you're competing, but when you're first dating someone, and if he's like heterosexual, like, okay, I'm like competing with other women, but if they're bisexual, it's like, and now I'm competing with other men too. Like, this is just too much.
The floodgates have opened.
Yeah, this is just too much, because if he likes another man, like, I can't compete with that.
No,
like, you can't. Like, you can't compete with that. No, I never will.
That's wild. No, but I feel like that's what's going on with their relationship. I feel like she's a strange character. Oh my gosh, but I had to show you this other video that I feel like has been brushed under the rug, Leanne.
About
and it's
her?
like the same, like her doing basically the same dance, or just like about the same vibe. And it's like explaining the lamp in the back that's like on her child because he has jaundice.
Okay.
Like, she's just like, and he's like, has a light on him.
Wait, like, this is another one that she's doing?
Yeah, I have to show you. I thought,
what is going on
when I came
with
across
her?
it, I thought it was like, oh, she's making light of her last, like, you know, the RSV video.
No.
No, this is an old video. Like, I have to show you. They're like, oh, that's his Billy Rubin lamp. Like, he has jaundice. He's very yellow when he was born.
Something is severely wrong with that girl.
Histrionic. Like, I'm telling you, histrionic personality disorder. Look it up. Like, she is that to the T. It's just like, it's that attention. She needs it.
Yes, I agree.
Oh my gosh, Lee, have you seen that new, what is it? It's a series, like Monsters, like the Menendez Brothers.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I haven't finished it yet. But yes, it's a series, so it's not a documentary. They're actually making a documentary, the Menendez Brothers, on Netflix, which I'm so excited to watch, because I do feel like this series just like gives such a bad representation of them. It really paints them out to be monsters, literally monsters. Like, when I read the title Monsters, the Menendez Brothers, I'm thinking like the parents are the monsters, right? No, I feel like the way Ryan Murphy did this show kind of illustrates them as the monsters. And I don't like that. I don't know. Like, I know you haven't seen it, so I want you to kind of watch it. And I don't want to get into the show, into the specifics, because I feel like I'm actually really passionate about that whole case and like the murders and everything. And I feel bad for them. Like, they're just everything they went through. Like, I feel for them. Not to say, because I was having this conversation with someone else the other day, and they're like, so do you think that them murdering their parents is okay? And I'm like, yes, dude,
I do.
Okay. Yes, fine, but also no, murder is never an option for anything, right? I'm not gonna go on here and say like, yes, if you murder someone. However, they went through some really fucked up shit, specifically Eric, the younger one, and so I'm not saying that like I condemn any killing, but I understand maybe like why it led them to go to that extreme. I'm not saying that I would ever do that, but I understand like why they went to that extreme. But anyway, I did see that Mr. Ryan Murphy did an interview, and he said, so the Menendez brothers, by the way, I think it was Eric made a comment that he's really disappointed with how they were portrayed on the show. And so Ryan Murphy was asked about that on like a red carpet interview, and he said that they should be thanking him and sending him flowers, as if nobody knew about this case and he's the one who brought attention to it. Like, mind you, there was like a petition in like 2021 or 2022, I don't know, to free the Menendez brothers. This was a huge thing. We were young when that happened. Ryan Murphy, you're old, okay, babe? Like, you should know that this was a huge case back then, and everyone is very well aware of this case, okay? Like, you are not the savior that was like, oh, they should be thankful that I even like brought this case to like everyone's attention. Like, shut up.
No, okay, I don't even. That's insane for him to even say, but like, they've been in jail for like 35 years now, you know what I mean? And to me, okay, does murder I feel like honestly murder is justified. If you can sit here and say that if someone was to sexually assault or grape your sister, your mom, your whatever, then why is it different when it's literally someone getting sexually assaulted by their father? Like, why can that person not deserve death?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the entire thing at the time, it wasn't open to the fact that like boys can also be sexually assaulted. Right. So everything was really closed off. And not just that, I mean, you know that case, if you really know that case, you know that they can like make it seem so whatever they want, that storyline, because what happened after the parents died, you know? They got the money. What did they do?
They went and they bought like a Rolex, spending.
And not just that, the story, you know, that he wrote about the billionaire or the millionaire killing the parents and whatever. That was like the whole thing. Was that in the show?
It was, yes.
The thing is, I'm like very boycotting this show just because I just heard so many negative things, and like I just feel I got into this case like years ago, and seeing like I actually saw like, you know, the case like in court and whatever, like all that footage.
Yeah, watching the footage.
And seeing their testimony, not just that, like their cousin's testimony. Do you remember? Yes. Like it was like a blonde one, and she was like talking about like there's no doubt in my mind they are telling the truth. Not just that, I love that this year one of the band members of Menudo. I was going to say Modelo.
Oh my God.
Menudo comes out saying, it's so funny because years ago, I want to say like 3 years ago, I told my dad about this, about the Menendez Brothers. And I'm like, no, they were sexually assaulted. Yeah. And he's like, no, there's no way. And I was like trying to tell him, like, you don't understand. Yeah. But either way, now he probably knows. I don't know. But I mean, will justice be served? I hope they sue the system.
I hope so too, because it's very similar to the case of what's her face?
Betty? Whatever?
No. Oh. Where her mom was drugging her, so she was in a wheelchair, and oh my God, it's not coming to me. Gypsy Rose. Like it's not super similar to that, but it reminds me of that. And Gypsy Rose is out here free living life. And like I feel like if anything, not that this was worse. You can't compare the two because they're two totally different situations, but it's kind of similar to that.
No, they're absolutely similar. I didn't even connect those two at all. And not just that, but like this is like even another level where like you can even at that point, I don't even know why they didn't even go with insanity. Like being molested by your parents, and if you're gonna go with that route, which they did, which was the truth. Yeah. You could even tell, like, you know, in the courtroom when he had all those stuffed animals and like that's like a child abuse like thing.
Yeah. I do feel bad for them. I did see online that they will find out if they will be set free, I think, in November. So
what are they waiting on?
The legal, the court, everything takes long.
Even the entire case, like in the court, their grandma. Does that not speak volumes? Does that not speak something? Yeah. That's literally like they killed her son. Yeah. And she's there
like defending.
Backing them.
Yeah. 1000%. So I really hope that I'm really excited to see their Netflix documentary, and like I really hope that people don't take the series at face value and think that that's what really went down. But a lot of people, because I've been talking to a lot of people that they don't know about the case, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna watch a show, and I'm like, no.
I guess like I just assume
I would rather you assume, but people really don't know about it.
People are on like TikTok looking at everybody criticizing,
like older
Ryan
people,
Murphy
like maybe like our parents' age, that I'm like that.
Well, you know what? Remember at least they're even knowing. I don't know if the series. Obviously, I would assume the series talks about the dad sexually assaulting them.
Oh, 1000%.
Okay, yeah. So you know what? That to me is progression.
That alone, yeah.
That alone is progression. If like, okay, obviously it's faulty for him to claim or like kind of insinuate that they had a relationship amongst themselves. That would fucking piss me off too. But you know what? At least like the elderly that you're talking about have a different view of what happened now. Right. Because they didn't know about the dad molesting.
They did
not. They just thought it was like two rich kids that killed their parents.
That were like spoiled little brats who like killed their parents.
They had no idea about the molesting.
You know what? If anything, yes, thank you, Ryan Murphy, for bringing this back to the top of people's minds. It always was on the top of people's minds, but now people are talking about it more. And you look like a fucking jerk and an asshole. And people are coming for him.
And a narcissist. Like, how dare you say that like someone should appreciate you about something that you depicted of their life. Right. They lived it.
Not only depicted, but like incorrectly depicted.
Like living this life that you've been living, and someone else is going to do a movie and like you don't like it, and they're like, oh well, you know what? You should fucking love
thanking me. Like, bitch, what?
Bro, what?
Like, what are you talking about? I also did, and then we can kind of like wrap on this topic, but I did find interesting, Kim Kardashian went to visit them, and
I can't talk about this.
The actor, next. I know, just like really quick, the actor.
It just annoys me. She's trying to avoid fucking the Diddy shit.
Oh, I know. No,
she's like, what else is hot right now?
No, have you
Brothers? She's not even a lawyer.
I know.
She didn't even pass the bar, did she?
But hold on.
Did she?
No, well, she's getting ripped apart for the Diddy shit on, like, they all are, the Kardashians, Beyonce, everyone on social media. But I did want to say that I thought it was interesting that she went to visit them, and the actor who plays Eric went to visit them. And I thought that was interesting because Kim Kardashian was in American Horror Story, and if you know, Ryan Murphy, he like, I don't know if he writes it, directs it, but he's a big part of American Horror Story, and he was on one of the episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and she came out and said, like, I fully support the Menendez brothers, and basically, like, she thinks they should be set free. So I don't know how that dynamic is working out. Who knows? Maybe Kim won't get to be on another episode.
Did Ryan Murphy depict it as they shouldn't be set free?
He depicted them as monsters. I will say that the actors that depict... I will say Eric is depicted better than Lyle. Lyle is depicted as this, like, crazy guy.
Lyle's the younger or older?
Older. Okay. He's depicted as...
He's the one with the hair.
Yeah, yes. He's depicted as having, like, very angry and always screaming and just an angry person.
Okay.
But then everyone who's close to, like, Lyle in real life is, like, he is the most gentle, like, soft, like, kindest human being. So, like, that, he just didn't get a good representation on the show. So, anyway, all of that to say, like, fuck you, Ryan Murphy. So, okay. Speaking of all of this, by the way, I want to talk about the fall of the celebrity. In all this Diddy shit, I don't want to get into it. I know we don't want to get into it because our podcast is fun and exciting and stuff, but, like, I feel like we can't really avoid it. We're not going to go into it, but there is a whole, and I'm so excited because you and I have been talking about this for so long. And in the past, people have called us crazy, conspiracy theorists. I mean, you more than me, but I'm just so happy it's all coming to light.
What else, though?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but when we were because I think we were in middle school, so we weren't even, no.
What?
Because this was in high school, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tila Tequila.
Oh my God, I love Tila Tequila.
Of course, we love her.
Do I look your man? Everybody knows she's my number one fan.
I love it. Okay.
What happened to her?
Okay. I don't know if you remember this. Obviously you don't, because, like, right away it would ring a bell. But okay, MySpace. She, after her show, like, celebrity and everything, she was kind of like coming down. And also, like, she was dating the Johnson. Yeah. One of the heirs to Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right, okay. She passed away. So everyone thought she was crazy. But do you remember how MySpace had, like, it wasn't, like, statuses. It was, like, an actual post, like a bulletin.
Yeah, bulletins. Yeah.
She would post stuff that was so crazy, talking about how aliens are real, how the Freemasons and Illuminati is real, and everything they're doing. And people thought she was so crazy.
So crazy.
So, like, now for it to come full circle, like, aliens are real. And obviously we're seeing a lot more about all the other conspiracy theories that are kind of like...
It kind of feels like, don't you feel so vindicated? It feels good as someone who talks about this with my, like, friends, my families, who is always made to seem like, I lean.
To a certain extent.
I'm crazy.
I just feel like people, like, it's so funny because to me, it's like when I was telling them I sounded crazy, but then they hear it like, it's like, oh, they're like deep diving. Now they know everything. They're trying to tell me things. Do you know what it's like to be told something you knew years ago someone's trying to inform you?
It's so frustrating. Alexander just sent me a video and I was telling you about these. He's like, look at what I sent you on Instagram. And I'm like, okay.
That's why it gets me mad.
And it's like Jaguar Wright. And I'm like, bitch, I've been listening to Jaguar Wright since
like her and I just text last night.
Like, literally, we're best friends. Stop.
We need to get it right.
He's like, who is that? I'm like, I can't even begin to explain to you who that is.
No, it's just like, see, this is why I can't even get. I really do get flustered.
Okay, then let's just.
I feel like there's just such a passion in me for all this stuff, and like now it's like it's mainstream, and everyone's like, oh my God, I just went on an 8-hour rabbit hole. What about an 8-year rabbit hole, motherfucker?
No, it's like,
you know what I mean?
We've talked about this, and like
for years, Leanne, we've been talking about this.
And what do we always say? We're like, I wish we could go back to when we didn't know, because we knew too much. And at the time where we knew too much, nobody knew anything, and nobody believed us, and we were crazy. Everyone thought we were crazy, but we're not crazy.
Is it that people are like all gonna wake up now and like, how are they gonna digest this shit?
I mean,
like when I would say this, I literally, like, I would sound like a psychopath. I'm so glad that like.
And do you know what everyone would be like, you really need to get off of like TikTok. Like it's really like, are you kidding? Everything that I know about like the world, the government, who runs the world, like everything is thank you so much TikTok for freaking opening my mind.
You don't find out shit on Instagram.
On the news, please.
You ever found out one thing?
No,
because it's America run.
Exactly.
I think even though this is obviously like shaking up everyone and it's like so disgusting and everything, I love that it's coming out because it's about fucking time that people know the truth and we can stand together to do something about it because it's like we've been living under this for so long right under our noses and like nobody knew, you know?
Nobody knew. And like, I think even to kind of wrap this up, but this is a whole bigger thing. I think COVID kind of gave us, it opened our eyes to all of this, I will say. And then it also made people kind of annoyed at celebrities. I feel like the fall of the celebrities started during COVID and it's slowly been unraveling. Like even if you look at like the Blake Lively thing, like the P. Diddy thing, like all this shit, I think I'm so happy that people are waking up and realizing that we are idolizing these people who do not give a fuck about us. Like, if something were to happen to you tomorrow, these people would not save your lives. If the world was ending tomorrow, they wouldn't save your lives. No. I don't know if people listening to this are interested in this, but we can literally go on and on.
It's true, though. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No. I'm saying, like, if you are, let us know because we could do a whole podcast episode on this.
People find out how deep this goes.
We could go. I know. Speaking of true crime and, like, all of this crazy shit, to maybe brighten the mood up a bit. I don't know. But it's funny because I was cleaning my house the other day and like doing chores. Like, do you listen to anything when you do chores? Because I do. And it's always like a true crime podcast. Like I listen to Crime Junkie or like any other true crime or like even before I go to sleep, I'll put a true crime documentary on and it's the coziest thing in the world. I don't know what it is, but like I can literally fall asleep to like a true crime. Like I don't know why. And why is that? I feel like every woman is obsessed with true crime and it's like so cozy for them. Do you feel the same?
What? I think that, okay, I 100% feel the same. I've also seen a meme where it's like, it's a huge red flag if your girl likes true crime. Like, it's been like known, like, you know, they're like crazy. And I'm like, literally like wave my freaking flag. Like, I just won the World Cup, honey.
Yes.
Because I don't care because like true crime is so juicy. But I think that's what it is. You know what I mean? When I do chores, the thing is back in the day, if you look through like my listening list, there's not one episode back in the day that I didn't listen to from Crime Junkie.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But then I ADHD fell off, like forgot about it, I guess.
Also life.
But same thing, reality shows, you know, whether like, you know, when you're doing chores. But the whole true crime thing, my theory on it is really that women are just very inquisitive and they like to know things. They like to like dig deeper and also like, I feel like women they pay more attention to anomalies.
Yes.
And things. Like men are kind of more passive with things where women it's like, that's weird.
Let's was weird. Or like a vibe.
I want every detail.
A vibe, yes. Or like you dig deeper into things. Like you ask more questions. I also think like men are a little bit, they lead with logic versus like we lead with like logic and emotion. We can pick up on these little like nuances and things.
And also the fact that like I'm gonna throw out a fake percentage, but I bet it's probably more. 82% of crimes are committed on in Probably.
Oh, yeah. So we
need
to be
so much more than that.
So not only that, but we need to be aware. Like I'm watching this, so when I'm in a parking garage all by myself at like 9 p.m. at night, I'll have like I literally put, and I do this. Like I put my key like in my knuckle, like I'm looking around. Like I am so aware of my surroundings.
I just showed you my taser.
Yeah.
Like, I carry
really
a taser
cute.
with me. You gotta be prepared. But no, you think about men really, and it's just like it's so different. Like
they don't worry about that
stuff. They concentrate on. Okay, think about how offended men got from this whole, like, would you leave your child with a man or a bear situation?
Oh.
Why are you triggered?
Oh, no. Would you want to fight? Like, would you want to fight? It was not.
No, it was leave your child.
Oh, I saw it was like, would you rather be chased down by a bear or a man? And like everyone was like, no, the bear 1,000%. Oh, no. Well, I saw chased down.
Trust your child with a bear. I mean, that's the one that
I saw chased down.
The only one I know.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. What do you mean chased down?
I saw if there were like
either way. That sounds scary.
Either way, I would take the bear over the fucking man. Okay,
I would probably take the man. I could outrun the man.
No.
What do you mean?
Men are terrifying.
if they're chasing you, I can outrun I can like fight or something. You know, but a bear chasing you, you're done.
I don't know, but that was the whole conversation that I saw on TikTok.
No, but a
that
bear, like bear versus man, like you, or even whether it's like a child being taken care of, or like you even just chilling with a bear or a man. It's like obviously the bear, because you don't even know if they're triggered yet. But a chasing bear is triggered, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's like chasing something is triggered.
But I feel like it's the same thing. It's like if you're triggered by something like that, it's like, oh yeah, you really want a bear? Yeah, I fucking do. Look at what men do.
Look at what men do.
Those are the same people, like, you know, like, well, the opposite that are listening to Crime Junkie. It's like the women that are like, oh, okay, this is why I want that fucking polar bear instead of Ryan.
Right,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, it's like, fuck off, you know?
I was listening to an episode of Crime Junkie, and I think it's funny when detectives or cops think it's suspect when someone hires a lawyer and doesn't want to take a polygraph, and I'm like 1,000% I'm hiring a lawyer and I'm not taking a fucking polygraph test. That shit is not accurate. And also, like, you're looking at me, I'm fucking lawyering up, baby.
Bitch,
like,
you will not see my fucking two front teeth before I fucking get Gloria Allred fucking representing me or some shit.
Literally.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what in the world are you thinking? What would be your biggest red flag, or something that you've seen amongst your friends, you know, because I feel like you've been in good relationships too, more or less. Like, I feel like, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've seen a lot of your friends who have come to you for advice. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what is, like, something that's, like, we're waving?
Yeah, like, it's like, this is not okay. Okay, there's a lot, but off the top of my head, anytime a guy brags about, like, money, himself, like, what I have, this is how much money I make, red fucking flag. I do not like that. And that attracts a lot of people that I've seen in the past. It's like, oh my God, but look at his Maserati that he drives, and like, he is a doctor, and he has a Rolex and all this shit. And it's like that, and someone who just like is a gift to, like, all about just like monetary and like gift giving and like showy, like flashy love bombing, but with like gifts.
You're right.
Red fucking flag. They are hiding something. There's a reason. Yes. They're overcompensating with what they have. That never turns. I have never seen.
Wow, that's such a good point. I've never thought of it like that.
I've never seen one of my friends date someone who was like, and me and Alexander, because me and my husband, we've gone on many double dates with some of my friends who have had many boyfriends. We can always spot it out. Like, right after the first date, we'll be like, yep, nope, didn't like that. Like, we know who's gonna last and we know who's not. But specifically, like, we both agree that I cannot stand that. Like, fucking fine, be a doctor, have your nice car, like, amazing, you worked, I love that for you, but be fucking humble. Be humble. Don't act like that. It's, to me, that's such a turnoff. To other girls like that, but there's a reason it never works out with those guys, ladies.
Okay, and I want to say something because, like, I saw something so brilliant the other day, which was, like, something that, like, I have obviously thought, but, like, in different wording. Mm-hmm. But, like, the way this woman, I wish I knew, like, her, like, handle so I could give her props, but worded this was so beautiful because it's so fucking true. It's, like, men will follow. Like, a man that is with you, like, dating you, will follow. So, for example, if you love yourself, mm-hmm. he will love you.
Yes.
If you put yourself first, he will put you first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you decide that you are the most important, so will he.
That's so true.
So even you telling me, like, some guy bragging, like, immediately, no, because I'm not the center of your universe.
No.
You have a center of your universe, and it's material objects, and you're literally talking about them to kind of hype something up.
Right.
Like, what are you hiding?
What are you hiding? What are you overcompensating for? Yeah.
Like, what are you
overcompensating
trying to distract me from?
Yeah, and also, like, that to me shows that you don't value other things in life. Like, to me, what I look for in a person is someone who's like, or even when my friends are dating someone where I'm like vetting them out for them to say like thumbs up or thumbs down, you know, I'm like, is he a good guy? Like, does he value family, friends? Like, yes, work. Are you a hard worker? Like, all of these other things. Like, are you a humble, good person? That's what I look for.
Well, they're not humble because of being flashy.
Not that. Yeah.
But I feel like 100%, like, right away, that is such a big red flag for someone to be very braggy about the material objects or, like, about, like, the famous people they know, X, Y, and Z.
Oh, my God,
because you really think about it, and it's like, only an insecure human would try and, like, puff up their chest to that extent to, like, impress you.
It's insecurity. That's exactly what it is.
All it is.
That's what it is.
But the thing is, there's so many girls that do fall for that.
And they want that. Here's the thing. I think girls have a list, and I think as we get older, we want someone who's, like, financially secure, who, like, can take care of themselves, but also, like, provide for us as well. But honey, there are other things on the list too.
But you know what?
Like, and they put that at the top, and it's like that shouldn't be the number one.
But I will also argue with the fact that these people that are so, like, just, like, boisterous about, like, everything, like, their, like, possessions and, like, X, Y, and Z, like, are they really, like, oh, the stuff they have, like, isn't it? It could be temporary.
It could be rented.
Because people who are working and know they're going to make a living and they're going to live this life
are not blowing their money like that.
They're not showing off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, this is their life now.
Exactly.
So it's normal.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that is a red flag.
That is such a red flag.
When you're being so braggy, it's like, who are you trying to impress?
Such a red flag.
And for what reason?
Yeah. I also think another red flag that I've seen, I'm telling you, I've gone on many double dates with,
I have a couple.
Is someone who just talks about themselves the entire fucking time and doesn't ask you any fucking questions or, like, try to get to know you. That to me is a red fucking flag right there.
I feel like I've lucked out. I swear.
And I'm not saying from the guys that I've dated. I'm saying more so, like, I've seen it with, like, the guys that, like, my friends have dated. Not me. No.
And even when you meet them, they're talking about themselves to you.
And they're not getting, it's like, well, I grew up here, and it's just, like, all about them. And I'm like, oh, my God, snooze fucking fast. Like, I don't care. I don't know you. I don't care about you that much. Like, know about your whole fucking life. It's weirdest thing.
To me, I feel like men... like already, like, at baseline, obviously they have a masculinity. They're men, you know? And I feel like bragging or, like, being like, you know, like, that's, like, something that, like, you show, that's, like, it's perceived as masculinity. Or, like, boss, you know, even if a woman does it, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's, like, very boss. It's very, it's not, you know, all dainty. No.
Right.
It's boss vibes. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, as a man, if you're acting a certain type of way to try to be more masculine, that's such a turnoff to me.
Such a turnoff.
It's like, you have to, like, create this picture of masculinity for me to believe that you are a full fucking ass man.
Yeah.
No. You know, quiet confidence is the most attractive confidence.
It's the best.
You just know they're confident people and they don't brag about their shit. And you just see,
that is the sexy, guys, take note. That is this, and with ladies too, who, if you're dating or, like, single, like that is the best thing in the fucking world. It's the sexiest thing. Like, I don't know. What are some of your red flags that you said you had some?
Well, I definitely think some of them would be, okay, even though I feel like this could be a little toxic, I mean, you will find out real quick if someone is a narcissist that's love bombing you. The way they act in the beginning of their relationship versus once they get a little bit more comfortable.
Okay, meaning,
you know, all of a sudden they don't have time.
Oh,
that is the biggest, which I, like, tell my friends. I'm like, bro, he doesn't want you. If he wanted to, he would. Because guess what? 4 weeks ago when you guys were first talking, how did he have all this time? He had the same job, the same career. And all of a sudden he like, doesn't have time anymore.
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
Full of shit.
Okay, that is a red flag. I feel no. There's so many fucking red flags. If a woman feels like they need to text first in the morning because they haven't been texted, that's a red. The thing is, though, I'm a little toxic myself in the sense that, like,
I'm laughing because I'm thinking of you with your husband when you. I'll never forget. It was like the funniest. Like,
why?
When you were freaking out because I feel like AJ is, you know, more lax, more chill.
Yeah, my now husband
and
is too
I
chill.
Just remember you'd be like, Leanne, it's noon and he hasn't texted me and, like, I'm going crazy. That's it. It's over. And I'm like, Valerie, relax. He is a grown-ass man and he has a job. He is working. He will text you and you'd be like, and then when he would text you, you'd be like, okay, he texted me. But then the same thing would happen the next day and you'd be like, I'm done. No, I'm ending it.
You would take me on dates like once a week. Like I'm used to literally obviously meeting a guy and we're talking, texting 24/7 or on the phone for 4 hours.
I would even go as far as to say and argue that you like the love bombing a little bit in the beginning. You like the love bombing.
It can never end for me. Like I feel like you just need to be obsessed with me, period.
Yeah.
Love bombing to me, are you kidding me?
See, we're like kind of the opposite in that. Like to me, like it's if they were too intense with me, I'd be like, ugh. Like I need to have that chase a little bit too. Like I give the chase, but I need to have that little bit of like, because if you're too available, I'm questioning that. Like, why are you so intense and available? Like,
I get it.
What's going on there?
No,
like,
I don't question it. It's because of me. I get it. I get it. You know, at least I want to think of my world, my little world that I live in that way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I just feel like if they wanted to, they would, because they did at one time.
Yeah. No,
so you either fucking stay consistent or I'm out of here.
For sure.
The fuck? I'm the prize here.
For sure.
And I just feel like, I think seeing life that way is so much healthier.
Yes. It all goes to like, I don't think you should be out there dating if you're single. And like, this is something that because I dated when I lived before I met my husband. I dated a lot before I met him. And you cannot be dating if you are not confident in yourself, 100%. If you're not secure. Yeah. If you're insecure and you're dating, you're never going to find the right guy, because you're always going to be attracted to the men who are wrong for you and who are giving you like
a chase,
exactly. Or just like not like, you're always going to be attracted to the wrong thing. When you do some soul searching and maybe realize like, okay, like what's going on here? Like, what do I really need? What do I really want? Like, this is not just like, if you're dating to get married, you should be dating as like, what do I want for like someone that I'm going to be with 24/7, sleep with 24, like, you know what I mean? It's like someone who I'm constantly around. Partner. It's a partner.
A soulmate.
You're going to have to sacrifice some things, and you have to like really just be realistic about what you want. And I feel like it's also even more so like soul searching and like a spiritualness to it. Like, think about what you want out of life and what matters in life and what's truly important
100%.
About life, and go with that. Because if you only care about like the facey shit and like money and all this shit, yeah, you can find someone and you'll marry someone. Are you going to be truly fully fulfilled? I don't know.
Absolutely maybe. That's the most shallow thing.
Exactly.
It's like so surface level.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
I just feel like with this whole conversation, like, I don't know. I feel personally like I feel blessed with the fact that like I get very attached to people, men, or, you know, like if I have relationships or whatever. Thank God in general, because that made me scared of ever, you know what I mean, getting to that point.
Yeah.
Which in turn keeps me from getting hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you don't need someone love bombing you. But I do feel like I don't like the games. And even AJ tells me, my now husband tells me he was trying to keep my interest. You know, so he was playing the fucking
Meanwhile,
games.
you were breaking up with him every other day.
I was. But the thing is, you know what the craziest part is? We've never broken up as an actual, like, boyfriend-girlfriend.
No.
Never, for, like, 5 years or whatever.
It was, like, in the beginning stage.
Which, like, in my past relationships, I would, like, be like, we're done. You know, like, we'd break up. AJ and I never broke up. But, like, no, when we were just talking, I would, because I had a roster. Like, I'm single. What the fuck am I?
Like, you think you're my only guy? Like, no.
Amelia Bedelia? Like, no. Like, I have a fucking roster here, okay? Like, excuse me. And I swear, I even told someone that I think I told you that AJ is probably last on the list.
You did. You did tell me that.
Because he paid me like the least attention. Like, he would like text me like once a week to see if I wanted to go out on a date once a week.
But then
but I would like go out with other people, and like it was like
whatever.
But
then at some point he got to the top of your list and he was playing those games.
Why do you think
you were so
they
annoying.
work? They fucking work. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel like it was a push and pull thing, because if he didn't give me that, I guess I would say push, where it's like he's very, because like when I would try to pull and be like, no, I'm done with you because you won't give me enough attention. He's like, what do you mean? I like you so much. You're all I think about. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, you're just a normal nice guy.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
And then a week later be like, no, I'm done. Because you haven't texted me good morning.
Literally, that's all
you know what I mean?
I'm sorry. I'll never
I need
forget.
to be chased. I will never fucking, I mean, not even that I ever have to again, but like, even before, thank God, my mom taught me at a young age, you do not fucking chase. Because even when you are chasing, that man does not want you. I promise you.
No, don't chase.
It's a turn off.
Don't ever chase.
To see a woman take that masculine vibe and chase something. Men are hunters. We are not. Remember that. Like, you know what I mean?
No, 1,000%.
We're not meant to be hunters.
We're not chase.
We're meant to be, like, sought out.
Yes, of course. We are. You have to remember that we are. Courted. You're the prize. Courted. You are the prize. And men, no matter what they say, men love the fucking chase. My husband, that's what he's like. I love that you were so impossible to like get. Like men that's like the chase. You have to let you.
You don't even have to be the most attractive girl.
No, it's not about
just
that.
Like I told,
it's
like
not
what
about
I was saying
that.
earlier, like. If you love yourself, the man will love you. That's exactly it. Because I have seen, I don't want to say ugly, but like not so much attractive people with like a man that's like gorgeous, that's obsessed with them. Why? Because that girl has so much confidence in herself and she knows what she deserves and she won't settle for less.
Yeah.
So that man has to actually
and I feel like this even brings
to that level.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I feel like this even brings me to like another topic and I love this because like think about when you're like, you know, someone who's not as attractive with someone who's a little bit more attractive. However, there are some women who are absolutely beautiful and there are some men who are fucking drop dead gorgeous, like so handsome. Personality and aura and confidence is everything. If you are the most beautiful girl, I don't care if you look like fucking, I don't even know, like Adriana Lima, like when she was at her prime.
Oh, no, we're talking about good looking.
Yeah, we're talking about good looking. I'm talking about like,
I don't care if you look
like. If a girl is really good looking, but her personality is trash, so much uglier. I mean, how many guys have you spoken to, or like at least when I was dating, I have been on date with guys like on paper, oh my God, amazing. Like on paper, great job, everything, and very handsome and attractive. Went on the date with them, worst fucking personality. To me, ew, so turned off, ugliest guy I've ever seen in my life. And then you go on a date with someone who maybe like wasn't as like, but you know, like it's like that riz, like when guys have that like, you know what I mean? And like it's for girls too. Girls who are bitchy and not like sweet girls and just have this awful personality, like to me, like ugly. Like that's it. Like it changes how you see them from like an 100%. Aesthetic perspective.
But I just feel like, yes, at the end of the day, it really is what you think you deserve. Like you can get whatever you want. I promise you.
Yeah.
You know, because to keep a guy's interest, you do have to have that personality. You take even fucking Halle Berry. Her husband cheated on her. Yeah. You know, Halle Berry's the fucking hottest, or was, you know, at that time.
Still.
You know, gorgeous. Yeah, everything. You know what I mean? But it's like when you get so used to something over and over and there's no depth, there's no like actual like love, like maybe it's just a physical thing. You need something more. But at the end of the day, it's like, how much does that person value themselves and what do they bring to the table?
Right.
Because looks only go so far. And we get very, very adjusted to looks. We get used to anything in life.
Yeah.
As human beings, we're able to adapt to anything.
Yeah.
And we adapt to even like the most beautiful human being in the world.
Right.
But what is their personality like? You know?
Yeah, that's
because
so
it could be not the best looking person
Vanilla.
in the world.
No, but
and
she's
it's
like
the best personality and it's your best friend.
Yeah.
And I promise you that man will probably be more faithful to her than the best looking
than a supermodel who literally has no personality and doesn't talk and she's like, yeah, babe, whatever, babe. 1,000%.
And this one is like sure of herself.
Yeah.
Like no questions. Like she's never even jealous of her hot ass boyfriend. Like, I love those relationships.
It's all about the confidence.
Those are my favorite relationships. When it's like literally it's like, wait, what? He's so much better. But it's like, you know that.
But like
girl
even
runs
vice versa,
shit.
like when she's so like hot, you know, like a hot girl and you're dating a guy that it's like, what? Him? But like then you meet him and you're like, okay, I could see it. Like he's a cool guy. He's super humble, really sweet, like has that. I don't know. Listen, I talk about Riz because, like, you know, like, I love Timothée Chalamet. People are like, what? Ew. But I feel like he has that Riz. Like, he's got that, like, swag.
My sister told me and Leanne that me and her, our faces put together were Timothée Chalamet. And I see it.
I'm so happy. That's like...
Wait, I see it.
It's like,
have you actually, like, looked at him while thinking of us?
I'm going to do that tonight. before bed.
We actually are.
I love that, actually.
It's so weird.
But I actually love that.
But I love it. I think he's great looking, and yes, he does have the riz.
And that swag.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Well, a lot of it has to do with swag, because I feel like people even like Travis Scott, like not good looking, disgusting.
Wait, but you think he has swag? I guess, yeah, he has swag.
What, have you heard his songs?
Oh yeah, but I'm sorry, I associate him with like I don't like him because of like what happens at his concerts and the deaths at his concerts and how he handled that. So I know.
I was talking about that for so long.
Like Astroworld. I don't even want to go.
Dude, I was watching so many videos.
I think on that note though, are we all good?
I think we're good.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.